What are the biggest mistakes people make during their flight review? Hello and welcome to another episode of Coastal Drones Weekly Questions Answered, where we take your most frequently asked questions about drones in Canada and answer them in these short videos. I'm Coastal Kate, and today we're answering the question, what are the biggest mistakes people make during their flight review? Let's hit the top three. 1. They make checklists for the purpose of the flight review that they've never used before. And believe me, your reviewer can tell. Even with a basic certification, you are supposed to be operating with a site survey, normal, and emergency checklist for every flight. So by the time you show up for your review, your flow with them should be familiar and smooth. You should be in the habit of going to your emergency checklists or calling them out for them to be read in the event of a real or simulated emergency. Handy tip, send your flight reviewer your checklist before you show up for your test. They can review and make sure you haven't missed any of the CAR's requirements so you don't fail for that reason when you show up for your review. 2. They don't understand what an advanced certificate will allow them to do. Can you fly near airports? How near? What about aerodromes? Wait, what's the difference again? Know what you're allowed to do when it comes to aerodromes, airports, and airspace, and be ready to explain where you get your information for identifying those areas. Don't be surprised if your reviewer points to an area on a map and asks, if the winds were really strong from the north today, would you be able to fly safely in this place? Do you need any permissions? How would you get them? Where would you expect aircraft to be? They're not trying to be This is real-life advanced piloting information that you should be able to figure out. It's the reason there are questions about runway numbering on the exam. While you don't need to be able to read every symbol on an aviation map, understanding where to find the information, it's in the legend. Or use multiple legitimate resources, not just Google, to find the correct answer is a skill you will want to have. 3. They rush and don't ask questions. We get it, no one likes being under a microscope like this, so don't add to your stress by feeling like you need to speed through your prep. Take the time once you're on site to complete your checks, inspect your aircraft, set out emergency gear. Take a deep breath. Whatever you need to do to keep things as close to a regular flight for you as possible. If you normally have a visual observer, bring them. If you get weird notifications when you power up your drone, take the time you need to sort it out. Dig out the manual if you need to. Your flight reviewer is not expecting your flight to be perfect. If it is, let me know what that feels like, because there's always something that I feel like I could improve on. What they are expecting is for you to be able to manage any imperfections that come up in a safe and legal way. And with that, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Coastal Drones Weekly Questions Answered. I'm Kate, and let us know below what questions you want answered next week.